Hello, and welcome to today's mission. My name is Simon Little, otherwise known as Etchasketch on the server. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to today's mission, uh, and it should be a lot of fun. Joining me today are, let's start with Dippy.
Hello, I'm Dippy the DM, and I play a couple of I've played a couple of characters, run a couple of missions for actual plays up to this point, but today I will be making an actual play debut for my bogatir, Jacques Metalzone, and I'll get into him later. But I'm happy to be here.
Cool, thank you. And let's move over to Meeks or Meekable.
Sure. Hello. Hi. I go by Meeks or Meekable on the server. Been playing Enclave for a long time, and I am super duper excited for this mission. Let's go.
Yes, Meekable may or may not have had a heavy influence on the theme of this mission. Okay, let's move over to Tomáš.
Hello, I'm Tomáš. I'm going to be playing Miems today. She is a charlatan, which is a class that pretty much scams people. That is going to be my niche, I suppose, because I do not know how to play baseball, so I don't think I will be joining in. But I guess I can cheer from the cornfields, if nothing else.
And last but no means least, Sweet.
Hi, I'm Sweet. I'm playing Mercy Butte, Butte. She is a Samaritan, the opposite of a charlatan. I also don't know how to play baseball, but I like playing a Meekable, so I'm here.
Yeah, I think I should probably give full disclosure that I know absolutely nothing about baseball. So,
Oh boy!
So I'm hoping
This is gonna be great.
I'm hoping you don't go into like the real technical side of stuff, and you just run with it. So hopefully you don't have to know much about baseball to run a mission largely themed about a game of baseball.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine. We'll just wing it. We'll wing it.
As
Okay.
long as you make sure that you put the goal in the right place, you're fine.
There's a goal.
Touchdown!
Exactly.
Oh God! Oh, this is gonna be great.
Oh dear. So, in terms of focus words, the focus words that I was given are internet lice. We've got. I did write this down, but it's not all in front of me. The best $1 hot dogs this side of where we are. And Contemplation of a Temporal Fairy. And Meeks didn't provide one because I think she was feeling guilty that she's basically shaped this mission around a character, or I have.
Guilt
Okay.
isn't the right word, but yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take us through what the mission's going to involve. We'll open it up to any questions, and then we'll move to assembly. So in terms of the mission brief, after feeling an overwhelming compulsion to build a baseball diamond in his cornfield, a farmer has asked for help with several spectral baseball legends from various eras who've materialized and begun playing nightly games. They're polite, they're passionate, and they absolutely refuse to leave. The farmer hasn't slept in a week, his crops are suffering, and his neighbors don't know what the hell to think. So, complications. These ghosts are having the time of their lives, or their afterlives. Each one is from a different era, so they often argue about the rules, how they're dressed, and the use of slang. The field itself is a bit of an anomaly. It repairs itself when it's damaged, and the lines repainting automatically and the bases glowing faintly. And the farmer, despite being very desperate and lacking in sleep, is too kind to be too aggressive with them. Your mission goals determine what kind of emotional or metaphysical unfinished business is keeping the ghosts here. Help them to resolve it, and calm the farmer and help him to reclaim his land. And final thing to note is residents of the nearby town have reported strange lights, harmonic humming, and people have found themselves compulsively rearranging household objects into geometric patterns. So, any questions?
So can everyone see the ghosts?
Yes.
And are they very obviously ghosts, or are they kind of or are they like, do they look alive? You know what I mean?
So they are blue, blue-green, translucent, can run through each other, so they do appear very much like what you'd think as ghosts.
How common are ghosts in this world?
Why are there ghosts in this world? Is that what your question
No,
is?
no. How common?
Oh, how common? So you have ghost hunters, chasers, people who believe in poltergeists. So you have people who would sort of argue that there are ghosts, but I wouldn't say it was very common to have proper sort of astral manifestation and going so far as to playing a baseball game together.
What are the rules of baseball?
Don't ask me. You're supposed to score, like hit the ball out and get a home run by running around all of the bases. That's my understanding. And as many as you can get for your team, the better.
For a
Just to
very
be clear-
basic rundown, that's perfect.
Yeah,
Yes.
very basic. That's about my understanding.
Is there enough ghosts for 2 teams?
So there are 12 ghosts.
Okay. I
Which
don't
is
know how
just
many's in a team.
That's just enough for one team.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Plus a bench guy.
Yeah. What was I gonna ask? I take it the farmer does not want any collateral to happen to their crops.
Yes, ideally, he wants to reuse and reclaim his farmland. So
If you
I just wanted to
about
make
it,
sure.
I was
If
gonna
his-
say he was the one who built it, but he was also compelled to build it. So
and he
there's
regrets
some
it.
ulterior force at work here. That was like, I didn't want to build this friggin' diamond. I just when it came over me.
if his crops are damaged, do we fail the mission?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
crops
if
can
you-
grow back.
Yeah, I think if you successfully get them to move on so that he can get a good night's sleep, he'll love you to the end of time. And his wife will as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a name for the farmer, good sir?
Yes, his name is boom boom boom.
Nice name.
I do know his name. Honestly, I do. Yeah, so his name is Ray Haskins. His wife is Marlene.
General time period of the time period, technical level, and magic level of the setting. Because the ghosts are from different time periods for sure,
Yeah.
but does that mean that the time period of the setting matches like the most recently deceased ghost, or is it something different? Is it like
So it's modern day, and the tech levels like modern day. It doesn't really match particularly any of the players. They're from like different time periods from the 1920s
so
to
modern
present.
setting is modern all the way up to present, and the most recently or the most contemporary ghost is even older than that. So
Yeah, let me see who's the most contemporary. The most contemporary. Oh, sorry, it even goes 1910s. The most contemporary is from the noughties.
gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Oh God, we're playing. Oh God, they have Barry Bonds. What are we gonna do? Barry Bonds, home run record holder and acute, perennial user of performance enhancing drugs, which helped him get that home run record.
Yeah, it seems like you should be running this baseball themed mission, not me.
I have an amateur enthusiast's understanding of baseball, its records, and its players. Like,
Okay.
I only got into baseball after creating my baseball characters. That's my extent of that.
That's phenomenal.
So, I guess full disclosure before we start. If you as players need to correct me, please do. And yeah, any final questions before we go to assembly?
I do want to mention this is. Sorry, this is the manifold. I mean, baseball can be played different in your world.
It can be. It's true. I'll be right back.
And are there usually crowds that watch this game, or no?
No. So it's usually just them in the field. I mean, I think it's important to say the main times that they tend to play are from dusk into the early hours. Hence the farmer not getting much sleep. So although there's some sort of noise disturbance for neighbours, they're so far away, it's not going to keep them awake. So they haven't really got audiences, no.
So with that said, are they usually playing in the dark?
So they've actually got sort of spectral floodlights. So they've lit up the pitch. The bases are luminescent. Yeah, so they can see each other. They're luminescent. There's even like a sort of scoreboard display. So it's very much for the poor farmer. It's like really in their faces.
I love it.
Okay, unless there's any final questions. Okay, let's move to assembly. So you're each escorted through the sleek grey hallways of Enclave HQ, following your own silent attendant, passing by a weird and wonderful array of different characters, before you're brought to an assembly room for teleportation. And the first person to enter is Suto. And you enter into a functional, well-appointed room that has loads of refreshments and everything you can imagine, and it's surrounding a central teleportation area. So, what are you doing on arriving into the room?
Sounds good. So normally when Suto is going over to the conference room attended or led by an attendant, he usually blabbers the attendant's ear off even if they don't respond. So this time as he is entering in, he's talking to the attendant, he's talking about the most recent game that he's played, and now he didn't play a single inning, he was just the reserve, and the entire time he was hearing his ear off, and upon realizing that the attendant has walked away, he just yells like, "I'll tell you the rest later. It was so good. The game was so good." And he turns back towards the conference room and sees that he's the first one, but he's excited. He has his Thunderhammer, which is his baseball bat. He's just passing it between his hands. He's kind of like bouncing up and down. He's excited. He hasn't been on a baseball mission probably since joining the Enclave. This is what he wanted. This is exactly what he needs. And by all means, he looks like a baseball player proper, given the way that he's dressed with his sports uniform, his sneakers, his Spangenhelm, which looks like a baseball helmet, not to mention his baseball bat Thunderhammer. The only thing that really identifies him as an Enclave agent is the Enclave badge on his breast. And he is excited to see who his teammates will be.
Okay. I will say you didn't notice it, but the attendant who was actually escorting you did have earplugs in.
100%. 1000%.
It was like, oh, is this a... Please follow me. Next to enter into the room is Miems or Miems? How do you say?
I think it's Miems. I don't know myself. I don't speak this language, so you know. But I think it's Miems. Okay, so Miems is an anthropomorphic art wolf. In case you don't know what art wolves are, they are like tiny little hyenas that are so tiny that they eat ants. They are ridiculous creatures. So that's what she looks like. She is rather short, wearing very like elaborate and fancy looking robes, though I think they would be like actually quite cheap. A lot of golden looking jewelry, but probably actually cheap metals. And she is also just sort of like dragging behind a large satchel of strange implements. Of mostly medical nature, but she's a charlatan, so may have something else in there as well. She's accompanied by a knecht. A knecht is sort of like a squire. Her squire is a hedgehog boy. He's like 11 or something. Lots of people think he would be excited for the job, but not really. She pretty much like forced an orphan to accompany her, and he's been doing that ever since, because like what else is he even going to do? He's an orphan. But yeah, the poor boy is clad fully in knightly armor, and he has a morning star, though Miems was responsible enough to have the like sharp bits of the morning star actually rounded, so he doesn't hurt himself too much. But yeah.
Baby's first morning star.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
With the points rounded off, so he couldn't hurt anybody.
Round spikes. Now, as Miems would be entering, I don't think it's even like apparent at first that Rowan is a hedgehog person through all of the armor, and he also appears to be like significantly taller than Miems, as she's like quite short. But yes, she would enter the room. Is kind of surprised that she's not the last. Usually that's the way it is. But she sees Suto doing an excited dance, I suppose. She would just say, "Greetings to you, hello," and sort of like bow deeply.
And when Miems makes herself known, Suto just gives like an immediate like looks over towards this little person, has this very intense like happy expression on his face, and he just immediately goes up and grabs Miems' hand and her neck's hand and shakes both of them and says, "Oh gosh, yes! Oh, we're gonna do so well. You can call me Suto. It's so nice to meet you."
So Miems is not used to handshakes in her culture, but she's interacted with enough humans to know that that is the case. Though with Suto enthusiasm, I think she would back away and like do the handshake as far out as possible to try to keep him, as far away as possible. Greetings, hello, yes, I am very excited to meet you as well. My name is Miems, and this is Rowan. Rowan, would you please say hello? And Rowan would just begin to speak as Miems immediately cuts him off. It is wonderful to meet you, young man.
Okay.
It's so nice to meet you as well. Oh man! And then he goes over to their legs and says, "Look at them! Oh, they've got enough like strength in them to go around those bases. This is exactly what we need. And look at that bat!" He points to the Moaning Star. "Look at that bat! Oh, I bet this can hit those balls and go really far. We're gonna do awesome."
Yes, I'm quite confident that Rowan will be capable of handling such situations. Right, Rowan? And before Rowan begins to speak, she's again going to cut him off. Something Rowan.
And as you say that, the next character to walk in is Jacques.
Lovely. Jacques, all right. This is a bit of a weird one, but it is the Enclave, it is the Manifold, so... appearing on one wall of the briefing room where there wasn't one before is a tunnel portal. And out of this tunnel portal comes a little set of ephemeral tracks, and riding into the briefing room on his saddled horse, what is his pump trolley, is Jacques Medelzone. He is a tall, stocky, burly railroad worker. And he comes from kind of this Frankish, like kind of this Franco-Germanesque alpine climate, with long, blonde, unkempt hair and stubble and a hearty smile with these glowing orange eyes and long, powerful arms. He looks like he has worked for decades and yet keeps the composure and looks of a very well-maintained young man. He is wearing a yellow, red, and black checkered flannel and black coveralls with black suspenders. He has a mining helmet with a light kind of affixed to it, like a little candle light affixed to it. And he wields a very large iron black spike maul. Spike maul is a hammer with tapered hammer heads designed to drive railroad spikes into railroad ties, rather than big, broad, blocky sledgehammer head, just a block of iron. It's more tapered as such. And he rides into the room, hops off of the pump trolley, and just like starts to walk over like, well, what an exciting day for a game of sport. Or I suppose we're trying to put an end to it, but I have a feeling that playing is going to be heavily involved in them being escorted away. And who might I have the pleasure of meeting today? Looking at little Aardwolf anthro with a little hedgehog anthro. It's just like, well, aren't you a bit quaint? It's a pleasure to make the acquaintance of another such as yourself. I have heard tell of several different magical characters making their way around here. And looks over to Suto and is just like, he'll properly introduce in a couple seconds, but looks at Suto and is just like, well, it looks like we have the star player already. Oh, what a lovely time. But forgive me, where are my manners? The name is Jacques Medelzone, at your service. And he holds out a big, like, meaty hand, calloused and hairy from a lifetime of work, out to Suto first, and will gently move over to Miems as he sees fit.
Yep.
So Suto will take the hand, just turn it into a dab. He slaps it hard, like that Predator, like the muscle gif, like where they're like flexing.
Yes, absolutely.
Suto's just like, yes, 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 as he like meets Jacques, like this is exactly what we need on this team, and he, gives him like the tap on the back and goes like, it's so nice to meet you. You can call me Suto. My gosh, look at you. You are basically built for this sport. Let's go.
I cannot agree more. We haven't actually had the opportunity back at home to get ourselves acquainted on a field, but I've heard tell, and I am very excited to try.
Based on how you're built, I don't think you're gonna have to try very hard.
And then moves over to Miems with a more, he sees the temperament and is just like more like kind of reserved, genteel, kind of reaching out of the hand of just like, you are not as high energy as this person as this other person that I am meeting. I will tone it down for you specifically.
She does appreciate it. Greetings, thank you, sir. It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Miems, and this here is Rowan. She would sort of like gesture towards Rowan, but
And
sort
you
of like
look like you're just as
from...
capable. And you look like you're just as capable of great things too, my boy.
Looks at Rowan and just like,
I think Rowan would be beginning to say something like, thank you, sir, before he's cut off by Miems. Rowan is a knight in training, and he is doing the most excellent job at being a little knight.
Okay.
Well,
and
perfection.
finally, entering into the chaos is Mercy Butte. Is it Butte?
Butte.
Butte. Apologies.
Butte.
Mercy Butte.
Yes. It's Butte, not Butt. It's a song. Moving on. All right. So in marks Mercy. She is quiet. She's just under 6 foot. She's chubby. She has long black hair. She has long flowing lemon robes. They're like hand embroidered and have flowers all over it. And she steps in and she freezes at all of this going on, and she slowly steps to the side and puts her back to the wall and stands there silently watching all of this, saying nothing.
As you do that, you realise that there's an attendant back to the wall. They look across at you and they silently hand you some earplugs.
Mercy takes the earplugs, gives a very quiet thank you, and does not put them in her ears. And she continues to watch all of this and stay quiet.
Suto's very excited about the characters that he's meeting. I think with a +1 sensory, would he notice Mercy, or would he be too engrossed with like the ones that he does know to like notice her?
Is that to the conduit or is that to Mercy?
I'll leave it up to you, Conduit.
I'm going to allow Mercy to determine whether or not she feels she's seen or not.
So my vitality is 2, so possibly. I mean, she is wearing robes that are very eye catching. So you probably catch her out of the corner of your eye, notice her.
So yeah, you don't immediately notice her. She's so kind of quiet and discreet, walk in and go up against it. So it's only after things kind of start to calm down that you're like, oh.
So Suto's gonna look around and is like, all right, we got a runner, we got a batter, we got a runner. And then when he turns around, sees Mercy and says, we got our catcher, let's go. And then he runs over to Mercy and like goes to like give her a high five.
She lifts her hand, like not hesitantly, just willingly lifts her hand for a high five.
He will slap it with a lot of enthusiasm, maybe a little bit too much enthusiasm, before changing the high five into a handshake and says, "All right, it's so nice to meet you. You can call me Suto. What's your name?"
She says, "Hello, Suto. I am Mercy. Nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you as well. Come on, what are you doing over here? And then he will try to pry her away from the wall to the rest of the group.
She will reluctantly but willingly go.
Come on. Everybody! And then he gestures to the rest of the group. This is
Mercy.
Mercy, that's what I said.
Mercy will give a wave to the other two. Well, other three, I should say.
Jacques will give a flourish with his hammer and a little bow and say,
Mercy, pleasure to meet you, Jacques Metalzon.
At your bow, she will give a proper curtsy.
I can tell we're going to have a lot of fun together.
just looking at everyone in the room, moving over to the little amenities table and grabbing a big thermos cup, the cap of a thermos bottle, just a big thermos cup with warm coffee in it, that he's just
It always amazes me how they do that.
and he places it on the table, and is just awaiting the go.
Miems is
Suto,
just going to
when-
simply. Oh, yes, sorry.
No, please
Miems
go
is
ahead,
going to
Miems.
simply, very politely nod in a very distinguished manner to Mercy. She's not going to bother introducing herself, actually, when she's not forced to. She's going to give a very, very warm smile, but anyone that is, any good at reading emotions would probably be able to tell that she's not very comfortable around these people. As she's giving the nod, very polite one, very slow one, I think Rowan would do his greeting as well from the back, saying, "Hello, I'm Rowan," and his voice would sort of echo into armor.
Mercy would nod, and she would say, "Bronwyn." His name was Bronwyn.
No, it's Rowan.
Rowan.
Yes, his name is Rowan.
Okay.
You do not need to talk to Rowan that much. Rowan will take care of whatever is needed at the time. He is a very capable knight, however.
Okay.
Okay.
And having
Then
seen... Go on.
I was like, Mercy nods.
So having
And
seen
Miems is going to nod.
having seen that everyone's now made introductions, the attendant at the back of the room will step forward, take their earplugs out, and say, "Agents, when you're ready, please take your places atop the telepads." So, any final actions before porting out?
Suto immediately calls to everyone, "Okay, guys, huddle." And then once everyone is in a huddle, he says, "All right, in order to be successful, we need a plan."
Are we forcing Miems to huddle?
Yes. He will bend down and have her force her and Rowan as part of the huddle if need be. And he will go,
I
guys.
think you would have to sort of actually make the huddle around Rowan, because I don't think he would actually start moving.
Will do. And he looks to Jacques, Mercy, Miems, and Rowan and says, "Okay, guys, in order to be successful, we need a good plan. What is our plan?"
Well, I would say that depending on the makeup of their team, there are two primary theories running around in my head. That they have not yet had an audience to witness their final days of glory, or that they haven't been humbled with a loss. One of those two things might need to happen, but might be different for them individually. So we might have to split off. We might have to tantalize them with the wager of a game, but that we can surreptitiously use that as a way to individually corner and find out what it is that they're so restless about?
Does that mean we get to play baseball?
Of course, you can
What?
play as much baseball as you like, Mr. Suto. I shall, in the meantime, do my own investigation into what it is that it's keeping these ghosts still bound to the earth.
You are capable of drawing a larger crowd of people to your services and goods, correct?
Are you asking Miems?
Yes.
If need be, that is one of my many, many talents, yes.
Perfect. That might come in handy for that first working theory. And looking at Mercy and is just like, you will probably be very helpful in actually getting through to people individually, like confessions or final rites or things like that, I would assume, given the stature, nature.
Okay.
If need be, we know who to send individuals to if they get discouraged, or maybe driving home the final courage they need to move on.
Okay.
At that, Suto goes,
Excellent.
"Come on, give a little bit of more like okay," and looks over to like Mercy.
Mercy repeats, okay. Trying to do
That's
her
what I'm
best
talking
imitate.
about.
Rowan is going to repeat as well, and he's going to be very awkward.
Yeah, you too, little guy. And with that, Suto like puts his
I'm
fist
a-
in the middle of the group and says, "All right, guys, put it in."
We can do this.
Miems is just going to like put her hand like above, just sort of like keeping it somewhat in range, but
Just a little tiny.
not really any physical contact with anyone. Quite intentional.
Of her hand.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mercy will study Sudo's fist and then process and then copy and put her hand in as well.
And as all four assemble, Suto goes, 3, 2, 1, let's do this, and then runs over to the telepad.
If it were all possible, similar to the tunnel portal that appeared when Jacques came in, another one appears next to the telepads for him to drive out on Madeline. And he will appear on the other side on a set of ephemeral tracks that Madeline provides in the description of the skin of the horse. And it will just be like a simple run up and like pass through. The pain of teleportation is amplified by this process because it's quicker, but Jacques laughs through it most of the times when he does this, and he is just like and he will stand at the ready to I was gonna say to roll on through whenever everyone else is teleporting in.
Miems is usually the last to go onto the telepad because she doesn't like to have her back turned to anyone. But I kind of have a feeling that our Samaritan would be the actual last one to go in this case. So after standing awkwardly for a little bit and getting Rowan to obviously, actually take the large bag full of like medical implements because she's not going to be carrying that on her own, she's going to move to the telepad as well.
So actually, the moment that Sudo says "let's go" and runs the telepad, Mercy will just follow.
Okay.
Okay. And as the three of you stand on your telepads, the usual strange sensation rises through your body, starting at your feet, tingling up your legs, a churning sensation as it hits your stomach. You feel your heart no longer beating. You can't breathe, and then suddenly it hits the eyes, and in like a kaleidoscope of many colors, your vision shatters. And for a moment, you exist nowhere, and then just as suddenly you slam back into reality, and you find yourselves knee-deep in corn. I'll say that Jacques appears in the air above where you are, plummeting down.
The part of the skin of his saddled horse is that it will create tracks where there aren't any. So if there's suddenly just like a ethereal kind of like tunnel portal, like just an ethereal yellow portal-esque light that suddenly a set of tracks appears out of, and Jacques just like explodes through it, teleporting through it, and just like screeching to a stop on these tracks is just like.
But I will say,
running over a load of corn, obviously in the process.
I will say you come out in the air, and like a roller coaster, you'll kind of like and then kind of get to ground level, taking out quite a lot of this particular farmer's crop. So you find yourselves in these tall green stalks swaying around you, whispering in the breeze. Somewhere nearby you hear a dog barking and then stopping abruptly. And ahead of you, you see the silhouette of a farmhouse with warm lights glowing in the windows and a porch lamp flickering. What are you gonna do?
Question: Is the corn taller than Miems?
Yes.
Excellent. I do not see anything at all.
No, you don't.
I will say your squire, just about the top of his head, kind of comes.
Yeah, but he's wearing a hound-faced Bassinane, in case you know what sort of helmet that is, right? So that like covers his entire fucking vision. He doesn't see anything.
He sees even less.
Yeah. Miems can look at a beautiful night sky. Anything particular interesting about the night sky?
So, what are you all doing?
Suto counts 1, pointing to Jack, 2, pointing to Mercy, and then kind of looks around and says, "Where'd the other guys go?"
I'm here.
Ah! Normally he'd be polite and ask first, but because he is so hyped up, he will bend down and actually pick up Miems.
Yeah, thank you. She says she's very much thankful. Are you like pointing her up so she can look around?
Yes. Yep. Very much like. Hold on. I don't have a dog, but I have a dragon, so very much like this.
She's just going to be very like matter of fact, like stating what she sees because she assumes that's what Suto wants her to do. There's a house that way, and I think like nothing else, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
No landmarks or anything.
No, and you don't notice a diamond in this field.
It is quite okay. I think you can put me down now. I do very much appreciate your help, though.
Of course. When you said you can put him down, oh, of course. But instinctively, he like goes to like put him under his arm like that. Like, yeah, of course.
Wait, do you like keep holding her?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh no, she's going to like clear her throat loudly, like.
Oh, sorry, and then gently puts her down.
Thank you. So I think that perhaps you two should go meet the spirits first, and I will go see what the farmer knows.
Sounds like a plan. What do you want to do, Mercy? Want to come with us, or want to go over to the farm?
Mercy freezes.
You good? You good, Mercy?
I think you can.
Did I say something wrong?
No, it is quite okay, Mr. Suto. I think you can take this one with you. I will have Rowan accompanying me regardless, so I shall be safe, I'm sure.
Well, you heard them then. Mercy, come with us then.
And Mercy just falls in line.
Okay. So, are you heading towards the farm building? Is that what you're doing?
Well, certainly that's what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Question is, do we hear like the game being played anywhere at all?
No, not in this particular field.
And not even with like 2+2 sensory being played somewhere?
Not immediately near here. You do hear some humming coming from like away from this field.
Mhm. Jacques is looking around at the at kind of the fields and just surrounding. Are there other? Is this like a particularly isolated farm and farmhouse, or are there like other buildings kind of nearby that he can clock as he's going along?
So the only farmhouse you can see in your immediate vicinity is the one in front of you. But you do get a sense that like the next farm over wouldn't be so far away.
Mhm.
So, but they're not close enough that you can see one farmhouse from another farmhouse.
Sure. So yeah, we are a little bit more isolated here than like in like a town with like building,
Yeah.
building. No, this is like a whole farm all to itself.
Yeah.
Not going to be a lot of other people around. Okay.
I will say, with my Miems sensory,
Mm.
you do notice fireflies drifting in the field, and they seem to be drifting in geometric patterns. They're not drifting like randomly. They're actually forming geometric shapes.
All right.
A lot of odd behavior.
So around, we don't see the baseball diamond, correct?
Correct.
So what Suto's gonna do after realizing that he can't see the baseball game, he's going to kind of crouch down a little bit, run ahead just for a bit before taking a big jump. The idea is with his sneakers, he'll be able to jump fairly high up, so then he'd be able to get more of an aerial view of the surroundings. Now, keep in mind, he does not have either of his cloaks or the Teleria, so he won't be able to stay up in the air for long. But the idea is to just get some elevation.
Okay. So when you jump up, you don't really get a sense of where a game is, but you can see air pollution from like one direction. You can see air pollution from another. So you take it that those are probably other farmsteads and other settings. You do hear humming coming from one of those areas.
All right, sounds good. And then he'll land back down in kind of like a dramatic superhero pose and go back up to the rest of the group and says, "That away is where that hum is coming from."
Excellent.
As you
Please go ahead. I shall find you later.
Okay.
Miems is going to walk towards the patch of fireflies.
As Jacques has not moved very far from Madeline, and just looks at them and goes,
Care for a quick trip?
Suto
gesturing
will
to
gesture. Yes, Suto will gesture over to Madeline, over to Mercy, and says, "Ladies first."
Mercy will be quite confused, and ask, "What's happening?"
Madeline is a pump trolley. A pump trolley is a railway vehicle that has a pneumatic pump a hand car, if you will, and it has kind of a pneumatic lever pump in the center of it that allows it to run along rails. But it is literally just a wooden platform. Yeah, Meek was supposed put a good gif of it. It is literally just a wooden platform with a lever on it, and there's like probably enough room. I say probably. Probably enough room for if it's just the three of us, for Jacques, Suto, and Mercy to ride on it to the place that we're going.
Mercy will go and immediately climb on and do I grab one of the handles? Do I sit down? What do I do?
You feel free to just sit.
Mercy immediately sits.
I've got the cover of the handle.
And he grips tightly and will wait until Suto is on.
As you're doing this, the door to the farmhouse swings open, and for those who can make them out, it reveals a tired-looking couple in flannel pajamas. Their kitchen behind them is a mess. There's chairs stacked up on the table in a perfect geometric spiral. Almost looks like a modern art installation. And the woman shouts out, "Hello? Are you here about the lights? Because we're not saying it's ghosts, but it's ghosts!"
How far away is this from where we are?
I mean, you're in the field, but it's close enough that you can hear them and see them.
This is exactly why we are here, madam. We're here to help you.
Just shouting across the field.
And
not even bothering to get closer.
The farmer next to us is like, "What the bloody hell are you doing to my field? Get off that thing! Get off!"
Suto just yells back, "We're gonna play baseball!"
As he's just like, we best be going. As he begins to operate the pump of the trolley. He has 3 might. Normally, a pump trolley can operate a little smoother with 2 people, but Jacques by himself is enough to get this trolley like rolling along, as he is just like envisioning going in the direction that Suto already described. A little set of ephemeral tracks will start to appear ahead of him. And the trolley will just go along. He will very intentionally like aim for an already carved out path if there is one, and if not, he will do as minimal interruption of this crop as he can. It is a slim profile, but it is moving through like.
Well, before we get to that, Mercy, was there anything that you were going to say? I saw that you unmuted for a little bit there.
So sorry.
I mean, it passed.
Okay.
You were railroaded.
No, I can hold off on that if Mercy was going to do something. Absolutely.
No, when the woman said, "I'm not saying it's ghosts, but it's ghosts," Mercy was going to uncharacteristically shout back, "Well, is it ghosts or is it not ghosts?" But that just, didn't happen.
Definitely ghosts. So you're hurtling along in this what do you call it? Cart. It's like a rail
In the trolley.
trolley.
It's a hand car or a pump trolley.
Pump trolley. Okay. Miems, you stayed behind. What were you doing?
Yes. Now that they are gone, Miems is certainly quite relieved. She's just going to look to Rowan, at least for a little bit, saying, See, Rowan, this is why you cannot trust people. All of them are absolutely stupid. And then she's just going to follow the fireflies, going to grab her staff. That's one of her items. It's a graven staff. And she will try to sort of like stand underneath the fireflies, close her eyes, point her face like sort of like downwards, listen in for a little bit, trying to shut off her senses to all of the nonsense going on, just like listening to like bird sounds or whatever, like occasional sounds of nature, maybe like the winds rustling through the corn and such. And she's just going to start like lightly sort of like drawing with the staff in the ground. And I would like to try to attune myself to the curse or whatever this is that is making and compelling people to do these geometric shapes. I would like to let my hand be guided by this.
Okay. So as you try to attune to the frequencies and what's happening, you find yourself drawing geometric patterns in the ground. But you also, as you sort of try and sense what's going on around you, you hear some rustling within the grass.
That is fine. Though Miems would normally be quite a skittish person, afraid of things like that, she's just going to kind of trust that as long as she's following with the guidance of whatever this is, that she will hopefully not be attacked by something. I mean, it could be a wild animal, but as far as she sees, the wild animals are actually, also doing geometrical patterns. So she's just going to be keeping at it regardless.
You hear.
What was that? Was it an animal sound? Your microphone kind of didn't pick that up.
Kind of animalistic. We can't discern what it is.
Sure. I guess then Miems stops, eyes still closed, puts the staff firmly into ground, sighs, then turns around slowly. Can I help you with something?
And like the grass in front of you splits, and you see a very unusual character. It's a cartoon character of Velociraptor wearing a tiny fedora and a trench coat with a little magnifying glass, and it's kind of like got a little pad in its hand, and it's kind of scratching things in it, and it looks at you with the magnifying glass and goes like, "Rawr."
Is this a 2D thing?
Is it what?
Is it a 2D character? Like physically 2D on a 3D space?
It's 3D, but it's cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah, but like visibly cartoonish.
Visibly cartoonish, yeah.
Right. Feelings, what is it that you're doing here? I'm in the middle of something right now.
He showed you his pad, and you just see squiggles.
Oh. I see. Very interesting. You're here about unusual behavior in the field, and she's just like going to gesture.
Me.
Rowan, would you please strive to find out what this great fellow is trying to tell us? Please. Rowan, it's your turn to do some investigative work. I'm sure you will do great. And Miems is just sort of like going to shoo him away with the staff and push the
He's just like, and just goes running off.
Ignoring Rowan?
Mm-hmm.
Did that thing have like a magical aura around it? Did it feel like it was of magical nature, or did it feel like it didn't belong?
It felt like it was magical in nature. Doesn't belong in the setting, but it's not the same magic as the kind of harmonics and like the sounds that
Sure.
you can hear.
In that case, Miems is like perfectly content with letting Suto deal with that, as she's going to be focusing on the geometrical patterns and trying to pick up if she is being sort of like guided to do the pattern around like a specific point of interest. If there seems to be like something, really putting the 2 plus sensory to work, like if there's maybe like a small bump in the field or like a depression instead, if there's like anything different at all about this land here.
So you trying to perceive the land, you can see that the corn seems to be also mirroring geometric patterns.
So the corn itself is growing in geometrical patterns.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. I think I'm fine with carrying on with drawing out, like charting out the entire pattern for now, as she's going to be thinking about what to do next.
Okay.
She's kind of hoping she will summon a ghost.
We're going to go over to the trolley.
All right.
So as you get towards where the light was, you can see another cornfield and another farm building appearing ahead of you, but there's also a perfectly manicured baseball diamond glowing faintly in the dusk. Soft blue white lights drift above the outfields, and the bases pulse gently, and on the pitcher's mound a glowing figure winds up for a throw.
Aha! We have found our culprits, friends.
With +1 sensory and +3 skill, can I take a look at how the pitch is being done to get an idea of, I guess, the expertise of this particular player?
Yeah. Okay. So the pitch seems to be being done properly, but it's almost been done with mathematical precision. So like there's no human error. It's kind of like they're going through the same motion. So you're watching it and it feels a little bit strange because of that.
Right. And that's probably when this entire time Suto's just like kind of like been bouncing up and down. He's excited, but upon like seeing and like having that realization, kind of calms down a little bit, gets just a tad serious, just a tad, and says, "What in the world?" And if if possible, he'd like to get closer, even if it means hopping off the trolley and just wading through the corn himself.
Yeah, Jacques has definitely brought the trolley to a stop, so everyone is getting off of it to get closer.
Okay. So as you get closer to the field, you see various players going through different motions. Like it's obvious that they've got the like different roles within the game. You can see there is a glowing a scoreboard, and it keeps flashing with various messages. Currently, it says the best $1 hot dogs this side of where we are. And yeah, you can as the sound of the trolley comes screeching up towards the fields, you can see a couple standing watching you come in. They both look very exhausted, and almost apologetic at what's playing out in front of you.
Rather than focus on the couple, Suto is still going to be like looking at these ghostly figures playing baseball. And as he watches them, he kind of leans over to Mercy and says, "You're a Samaritan, right? So, like, do you know anything about these ghosts? They kind of feel off."
Do I sense anything off with my one spirit?
So you can sense a feeling of excitement, curiosity, no malice. You can sense that they're aware that you're there and they're excited because of it.
Mercy says, they know we're here.
Oh, then, let's see what kind of show they put on for us then.
Mercy nods.
Okay. So as you make your way up to the diamond, the glowing figures move towards you in synchronized steps, their bodies shimmering like a heat haze. The edge is soft and shifting. One raises its hand in a perfect baton stance. Another one traces a glowing diamond shape in the air. It's like they're trying to communicate through their motions. And Mercy, you get the sense of urgency, curiosity, joy. And as you're doing that, this little creature comes bounding into the field, going like, ah, ah, ah. And it's the same creature that Miems saw, this small little dinosaur in a fedora holding a little magnifying glass.
Mercy would have been conveying everything that she was feeling to Suto. And then she would have paused at the dinosaur and said, what's that? Is that part of baseball?
A dinosaur? Is that? And then he yells over to the ghost, "Is that your mascot?"
The creature, well, the people or the ghosts look confused at this small creature.
They're confused.
Equally, so do Marlene and
Jay?
Ray.
Oh, Ray!
Yeah.
Sorry, I wrote Jay.
Jacques would have initially looked over to Marlene and Ray. And as Suto and Mercy are focused on the game, Jacques will kind of go over to the couple and they'll just be like,
So you're the ones who have a little bit of a ghosty problem. Is that right?
Yes. I take it you're from the Enclave?
Yes, myself and myself and 3 associates. You saw 2 of us come in. Another one's talking to your neighbors, I think. We aren't entirely sure how we're to set about getting rid of them necessarily, but maybe that's where you can help us out a little bit.
as he he has not been wearing his Spangenhelm yet. So in the process of not wearing it, or rather, he will put it on as he's walking over. So allies and neutrals will see the user as more heroic and upstanding when he's wearing the helmet. So he will don his helmet in the process of walking over to them to get closer to them, and he'll get about 5 foot distance between them as he's talking,
we're here. We're not entirely sure how to go about this, but maybe that's where you come into.
And he will stand there ready to hear what they have to say, if they have to say anything at all.
Yes, well, I'm so happy you're here. It's mainly the man speaking. His wife is sort of a bit nervous of you as new people. She seems very unimpressed by what's going on and very done with all the glowing strangers. He seems exhausted, welcoming, and apologetic. He tells you how, well, I just felt this compulsion to build the field, and then before I knew it, they just appeared, and we haven't been able to sleep for like a week. It's impossible. The cows are stressed. My neighbors are complaining. They're destroying the crops. Please, we're at our wits' end. Can't you do something?
Well, we're going to do what we can, but normally in the terms of ghosties and compulsions like that, something had to have brought them on. What, do you have any idea how you were feeling that you were compelled to do such a thing? Were you hearing voices, seeing visions, signs in your everyday activities? Did this start a week ago, or was it even before then that was going on?
I was having a dream. It was a recurring dream, remembering my childhood memories of playing baseball with my friends, and from that, suddenly just felt this urge and this need to build the field. And it's been about a week since they appeared, a fortnight since I finished building the field, and they came gradually and built up to the number you see here today.
So they didn't immediately show up. Interesting. Excuse me. Well, we're certainly going to do what we can. And I believe a small part of that might be that they are trying to put on a show of sorts. They are athletes. Baseball is the pastime of where we are, I would assume. it's very popular. I'm sure that all they would really like to do is showcase their talents to people who are willing to appreciate them. Not to put you off or any of your neighbors off, but if they were to play their game, and which they currently are, obviously, do you or any of your neighbors enjoy? Well, you just mentioned that playing as a kid, but do you enjoy the game nowadays, or is it more of a annoyance just at their time and function?
The thing is, they only really start playing around 3 a.m. in the morning. Like, we're all busy farmers. No one's going to want to watch a baseball game at that sort of time.
I see. Well, if
By all means, though,
if
try and play with them. They might
well,
welcome it.
if my first running theory is correct, they might not enjoy being unobserved. There is, after all, a little bit of. It is a game that they were, at one point in their life, paid to play in front of people. If they're not playing in front of people, then what's the point? Other than to just play it. But why would they stick around here if all they're doing is playing? I hope I'm not being too confusing. Point being, if I believe they want to be watched, and if I ask you and your fellow neighbors to come watch, they might appreciate that and take that as a sign that they are approaching the end of their they're approaching the end of their usefulness.
I mean, it's
But-
a theory. It's a theory.
But we'll see if that's necessary. Do tell me, do you have any? You wouldn't happen to have any spare? You wouldn't happen to have any spare hot dogs around here, would you? Any confectionaries, snacks for snacks for a game day, popcorn, caramel apples?
Let me just have a look. And he goes in, obviously looking at the pantry. He comes back with one jar with some hot dogs in it. Is this the sort of thing you were looking for?
Excellent. Well, I will. As he just kind of like grabs them and just like looks up at the looks across the field. Looks across the field and back at the hot dogs is just like we might come to need these. I will bring them back if we don't use them though. And he will and he will just kind of take them for a moment and he'll turn back and just say he'll turn back to start walking back towards the field and then look back to the couple and just be like, we are here to help, I promise. Even if it doesn't seem like it. And like winks and will start to walk back over to his compatriots and the baseball diamond.
Okay. I'm going to go to your compatriots to find out what they were doing whilst you were making this exchange. So,
Of course.
and then we'll go to Tomáš before we kind of catch. So, what was Mercy doing whilst all this was happening?
Staring at the dinosaur and waiting for Suto to answer her. Is that part of baseball?
It will be a mascot. Are you the mascot?
Looks very affronted by him being called a mascot, and he's like, "Arr!" And he holds out his magnifying glass and his pad, and just like looks at you as if a mascot.
And then just looks over to the baseball players when because he takes the dinosaur's gesture as like, well, can't you tell? And so he'll look over at the baseball players and just go like, are you guys like the detective dinos or something? Detectosauruses?
They looking at you as if kind of like a bit confused. And
They're confused.
I have a sneaking
Yeah.
suspicion, Mercy, that dinosaur is not supposed to be there.
Oh. So Mercy wants to approach the dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need help?
He points to his pad. You see squiggles, but for some reason you can kind of almost make sense of them, and you see Martians, patterns. That's what he's got written on it.
Suto, what's a Martian?
And then at that, his jaw drops and yells at the dinosaur, "Are you an alien dinosaur?"
I don't think so. I think his notepad says that he saw aliens or Martians and patterns. Is that correct? She asks.
Kind of like kind of pointing at the field.
The ghosts are Martians.
And then he yells over at the baseball players, "You guys are the Martians? I've never heard of that team before."
As you're asking the dinosaur if they're Martians, it goes running over to one of the bases and jumps on it, and it goes me, and he jumps off.
The dinosaurs made that sound, or the base made the sound?
The base made the sound, And then he goes
Okay.
run into another one. Me.
Mercy is stumped. She is confused as all heck. She stares at Suto and like gives him a very confused look.
And he gives her a very confused look back. He does only have 1 intelligence, but a very good heart. But more importantly, he's like, bases don't do that when I play baseball. As he says this, he actually will also look over towards the players. What is their attitude like? Are they like annoyed? Are they like ignoring everything and continuing to play the game?
So they're taking notice of you. They're taking notice of the dinosaur standing on the bases, and they seem to appreciate that it's engaging with their field. They see you and you feel the ground and the field humming softly beneath your feet, and a warm vibration rising through the dirt. And they drift towards you, towards the home plate, forming a loose semicircle. And as if responding to an unheard cue, they begin to move like they're taking positions before a big game. And Ray, the farmer, goes, I think they're introducing themselves to you.
Oh, okay. Question. Did they start moving into this loose circle formation after they heard the beeps of the bases?
Yeah.
Okay. Suda's gonna notice that, clock that in. Doesn't know what that means yet, but he's gonna clock that in. And he will kind of gesture over to Mercy, like, come on, let's go introduce ourselves to the team.
Okay.
And
So
as he's doing so, he's also leaning over towards Mercy. He's like, okay, we need a cool team name. What's our team name?
No,
we need something better than something better than
Mercy pulls out her. I can never say this word. I do apologize. The Alcospan.
The
Asclepian.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. And says, the healers.
I like it. And then he like walks up to the team. He will do like a little flourish of his Vishivanka. And as he does so, that's his small paired action for a minor manifestation where on the back of his baseball jacket Vishivanka, it says Healers 04.
Okay. With that, we're going to go over to Miems and what you're doing.
Rowan, I'm getting absolutely sick of this. This isn't going anywhere. To which Rowan would respond with some light mumbling, I suppose. She's going to grab the bag, which is a Gladstone bag, by the way, an item on the charlatan, full of medical and surgical implements. She's going to grab a mortar and a pestle and a glass vial or a potion vial or something. We will need to prove those fools that we have this thing under control. And I'm not just talking about the humans, the ghosts as well. Listen, Rowan, I am going to trust you with an important thing. Being a knight, that is very good, but you will go play their stupid game, and you will beat them all. And she's going to reach into the bag, going to grab a ceremonial dagger or something, and very dramatically, getting the moonlight shine on the edge, just to use it to sort of cut into one of the leaves of the corn. She's going to hand it to him. You need to chew on this, as she's going to be preparing some fake potion, very dramatically narrating everything that she's doing, gathering this local soil and the strength imbued within, getting a piece of the corn and grinding it in a mortar with the pestle, right? And then gathering some stardust or something, pretending to be doing that, while reaching into her pouch of spices. Now, the effect of the pouch of spices is that To be fair, it has a lot of effects, but the only thing that I want to use it for is that it, like when you add it into a beverage or a food or something, it causes like a flashy magical effect. So she's going to be reaching into the pouch of spices, just throwing some spice into the just like made up elixir on the spot. It's just going to sort of like explode magically, powerfully. Right, Rowan, drink this. Hey, wait, not just that, not it. Listen to sounds. Listen, right? The pattern. Focus on the pattern. You will come to understand the game. And you will be able to defeat them. You will prove them, Rowan, that you are great. Come, drink. And she's going to force him to drink this potion, which realistically, like, she added dirt and, like, freaking unripe corn. So it's less of a potion and more of like just a bunch of soil. But I just, of course, trying to play on the superstitions, and I'm going to be activating placebo effect on Rowan.
Mhm.
Placebo effect is one of the one of the abilities on the charlatan, and it lets me improve someone's physical or mental state by playing into their beliefs. Now, obviously, Rowan is a small child and a rather like a trusting child, rather unsure of his job as a knight, which like Miems forced on him in the first place, anyways. Now she's giving him the chance to go out and prove himself, and she's like kind of playing into this idea of like we need to prove them that we are better and that Rowan, come on, you are the only way that this can work. So as she's giving him the potion, she's looking at him very dramatically, and then she would like even bow down and just sort of like gesture for Rowan to run in the direction of the game, getting him, hyped up both physically and mentally to just start playing some baseball somehow, and just getting him to win, hopefully.
Okay. As you're doing this,
I mean, I'm not sure how much Rowan can win as a person. He has to join a team. Whatever, he's going to be a team of his own. Rowan, go figure it out.
as you're doing this, a dirt track that runs along next to this farm, a rusted pickup truck spatters and slowly rolls along the dirt path. Inside it, you can see 3 excitable men. All of them have foil wrapped around their heads, like in a cone shape. And one of them is holding like a phone. It looks like they're potentially streaming. And they're sort of like slowly making their way towards where you're going to be going and where the others are.
Do they stop as they see me, or do they just continue?
Well, would they see you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah. So they sort of like they do notice you, and they're like, "What's that there? It's one of those. It's one of those temporal fairies."
2 pluses to sensory. Do I hear that?
Yes.
Okay. I want to use my Graven Staff, which lets me imbue my voice with up to mid-impact when I'm speaking dramatically, right? Miems is genuinely afraid of people. She's been tricked by people many times, and she's had many, many bad experiences. So normally she's thankful for having Rowan deal with them. But, if they are starting the superstition themselves, she's just going to play into it, because why not? So with this stuff, she's going to like dramatically throw the corn aside. What is it that you seek here? And just use the power of the staff to imbue that voice with like way more loudness than it should.
Okay. You also, with your sensory, heard one of them saying, "True strike, the final awakening. Guys, look in the field. There's an alien. There's a weird being." And then with that, they get out and kind of start coming towards you. One of them has, well, it looks like a toaster, but it's been fashioned to look like an EMF detector. So it's there kind of like the other one's kind of like trying to sort of, he's a bit scared because you just shouted with this strong voice, but he's trying to like lead the group, kind of like, "We see one, we're moving towards it."
And they are ignoring me, or are they moving towards me?
They're
Are they
moving
saying that
towards
I'm
you.
late?
They're moving towards you. One of them with the toaster, the other one sort of holding this camera, kind of capturing you.
Miems is going to be backing away a little bit, just slightly, like shuffling away. She's afraid, but then she's going to take a firm stance. Close her eyes. She doesn't want to be, she doesn't want to be seen as weak. She needs to appear strong in this moment, trying to scare away 3 people that, to be fair, seem entirely harmless, but she's not convinced of that. So she's going to take a deep breath and then slam with the staff into the ground and use it to, like, draw a line. Not 1 step beyond this line, or I shall curse you and your entire lineage.
Ah! And they go running. They go running back towards their pickup truck. They're kind of like being spooked by this sort of show of defiance. But as they're running away, the other one's kind of training his camera, sort of like running back.
Wait, no, I need to get that thing. I need to get that thing. You said they have a toaster-like thing. I need to somehow get my hands on that, but I'm not sure how. I mean, I've got 2 pluses to arcane. So, as they're running away, I will spin around the staff and sort of like bring it like this. And I want to use the corn, manipulate the corn to just sort of like whack them in the face and whack the toaster out of their hands.
So I'm going to say that the one holding the toaster drops it, and they're even more spooked seeing the land move around them. They run into the pickup truck. You hear it kind of like, and then it kind of goes down the road towards the other farm, and you can hear them kind of like, "We've just had our first contact with the aliens, the temporal fairy invasion."
That's fine. As long as they do not bother her, she's fine. She's going to grab the toaster thing and going to walk towards where the game is being played. Rowan would at this point already be joining in, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so we'll say that Rowan's made his way up and he's like with the others now. So we'll kind of like move to we'll move back to Jack. You just finished talking to the farmers. You've turned around, you've seen Suto and Mercy with the players lined up in front of them. So what are you doing?
Oh, they've already gathered around. Well, how helpful is that? And I just and I'll just kind of like walk forward, mining helmet on head, hammer in one hand, jar of hot dogs in the other, and just kind of set those down on a nearby, like kind of set those down kind of at the edge of the field so they don't get like lost in whatever corn might still be at the edge of the field here. But and he will just kind of look to them, look to his teammates first and just be like, any luck deciphering how we are going to go about this? And looking at them directly, like looking at the player, the ghosts will just kind of wait on his teammates' response, but will just kind of be observing the ghosts. Baseline sensory. I forgot Jock doesn't have sensory. He'll just kind of be observing the ghosts for like, well, he has baseline sensory, but he has 2 spirit. So he'll be observing the ghosts for like behavioral tics or quirks that they have as individually, if that might lead on to their purpose for being here. Because yes, they're playing baseball, but that is just something that they're doing. What their purpose for being here, like why
Why did they build? Why did the farmer build the diamond? Why did they show up why did they show up a week after the diamond was built? If all they were truly doing was going to be playing baseball. But yeah,
So,
Two-Spirit. Just looking at them for ticks and quirks.
okay. So, as you step up to the other two, these ghosts, for want of a better word, each step forwards, and they perform a gesture that to Suto is almost baseball, but not quite. But those of you with sensory will feel like emotions of curiosity, excitement, and a sense of pride. Like, yeah, this is what I do. And they take turns to step forwards. So the first one winds up a pitch so dramatic it looks like a dance. And as they're doing it, there's a glowing trail of spirals behind their arm like smoke. And an invisible ball is released, and you can hear it humming through the air. Another one confidently sprints forwards and slides across the dirt, sending up a shower of golden sparks, and she then rises in a flourish, hands on her hips, glowing proudly. Another one swings in a slow, graceful arc, and a glowing orb drifts upwards like a lantern that's been released into the night. So it all kind of continues like this. All of them doing set motions that feel like baseball, but it's like an interpretation of a certain part of baseball.
See, I wish that Suto wasn't dumb because I already have praise. But regardless, Suto will actually not respond to Jacques' question. He will just be going up to the players, kind of introducing himself, like going for like handshakes, regardless of whether or not they accept it, and introducing himself and his team, the Healers.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess with that said, if Mercy wants to respond to Jacques' question, I think that would be more appropriate.
Yes. Mercy will nut Jacques and say, I'm going to heal them. And she's going to approach whatever one has stopped moving first. And she's going to wave her wand, her healing wand, over him or her.
Okay.
Or them.
So the first one was a he. And yeah, they'll kind of like watch what you're doing. And as you kind of send this healing energy towards them, you can feel them sort of resonating with it. So you can hear this hum growing, and you get this sense of, oh, and you can feel it kind of like sending some energy back towards you. So you feel like this warm energy sort of flowing over you.
That's unusual. I will pull my wand away and think about this.
Okay. As you're doing that, what do you call him? What was his name? Your lackey, for want of a better word.
Rowan.
Rowan. So Rowan comes running up to the field, seeming like supercharged, kind of doing loads of poses.
Oh, by the way, I have a ability perk on my placebo effect, which lets me give the target a magical aura. And I give him a magical aura of like applause and cheering crowd as he's entering the game.
Okay, so so you can hear this, and Rowan appears at the side of the field, looking like he's ready to take on the whole team. I'll say shortly after that, a pickup truck comes sputtering into the area, and the three guys with their foil hats, kind of, and no longer the toaster, but they're still streaming. They come running towards the field. Look! And they shout towards you, and they say, We're here to save you. Don't move. We're here to save you from the temporal fairy invasion. And they try and look heroic, but they just look slightly ridiculous in their foil hats.
Suto, at this point, Suto's like attention does turn towards the strangers that come, and so it says like, "Is that the name of this baseball team?"
They kind of look at each other as if like, what's with this guy? No, it's the temporal fairies.
You wouldn't happen to be lost, would you? There's nothing of that sort happening here. It's all up
Is
to
this
par.
a dinosaur? He says, pointing to the velociraptor.
They kind of like look at the dinosaurs. It's like, it's a government clone experiment. Quick, get a camera, get a camera.
Oh, yes! You have a camera? Oh, that'll be perfect. We need to show this to as many people as possible.
No, be careful, be careful. The internet lice are burrowing into the Wi-Fi.
What is an internet?
It's okay, you're just a layman, you won't understand.
It's mildly offended. Jacques then turns his attention to the players again and is just like, "So, is it a game that you want?"
Because it's a game we can give you, and then Suto will like lower his Sprangenhelm a little bit in a very like competitive
Jacques-
kind of way.
Jacques grabs a match, just a simple match from his toolbox and like strikes it against his helmet and lights the light on his helmet. In a flourish with a hammer twirl. Normally a hammer as big as this would take multiple hands to flourish and twirl effectively. Jacques' 3 might is definitely helping that not be a problem for him. Holding his hammer as if it were a baseball bat, but it clearly isn't. And is just following suit, following lead. And looks over to the tinfoil hat guys and is like, "Make sure you get that camera trained on them. I think they want to showcase their talents. So don't be afraid of them. Most certainly not. Just humor them, will you?" Like,
And they're like,
And after Jacques does like the little like hammer flourish, Suto will just simply pick up his baseball bat and point it to the closest ghost player in a, again, very much like in a challenging kind of way.
so the guy who's streaming has got like, "Don't worry, dude, true striker on it." And he stands there. The the players kind of hearing your kind of offer to play a game all take a step back again, forming a semicircle once more. But you can sense anticipation, anxiety, excitement, curiosity, and a little bit of hope. And Ray the farmer's like, I think they want us to play. And the dinosaur taps his magnifying glass on the home plate. And he's kind of like almost like, "Yeah, I'm ready. Shall we
So,
go on?
sorry.
No, you go.
Like streaming and sharing and all that. Mercy kind of knows what that is. She's going to like step sort of sideways away from Suto, hoping he doesn't notice her going. And she's going to use. Sorry, I just had it. Apologies, I just had it. Going to use a good cause.
Okay.
And she's going to look at the camera and she's going to say, this poor farmer, and his wait, is his wife there or no?
Is the farmer with you?
No, is the farmer is there, but is his wife?
Yes, his wife is stood next to
Okay.
him. Yeah.
She's gonna say, this poor farmer, and his wife, were compelled to build this field. And now there are ghosts of baseball players playing in this field, as you can see. And she goes, I hope. This farmer is tired and exhausted. If you could all please share your strength, share your hope, share your prayers with this farmer, with his wife, and give him the strength, give her the strength to play a game of their lives. At the camera.
Yeah. And the streamer is like, dude, that was fucking amazing. You should be a streamer. That was amazing. Oh, never felt so infused in all my life. And they were like, yes, we're gonna catch the game of their life. Yes. But with
Or
that,
afterlife, I suppose.
but with that, shall we take a short 2-minute break before we launch straight into this magnificent game?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Sure thing.
Okay, so back from a break. Hopefully everyone managed to stretch their legs and get a drink. So just to replay what happened before, Mercy used a skill. If you'd like to just recap exactly what that does, and then we'll launch
Yes.
straight into play.
It's called A Good Cause. Bring public attention to another's plight to convert others' sincere concern into rejuvenation for them, no matter where they are, including how far. Paired action is compellingly broadcast the beleaguered target's predicament to as many uninvolved people as possible. Rejuvenation may include healing, restoring stamina essence, repairing possessions, curing maladies, and more based on the most present current needs. So what I had said was that they were tired and exhausted, and that they needed energy in order to play the game of their lives.
Yeah. So you find that there's this sense of excitement, this sense of supercharged energy through the air. The farmer couple appear re-energized. They don't seem quite as exhausted from their week-long ordeal, and everyone seems pumped and excited to start the game, especially Rowan.
Jacques looks over to Ray and is like,
What position did you play when you were younger?
You want me to play? Oh,
Yes, I think it would certainly help. I mean, there's, and he does a double check of the count.
Is the Velociraptor playing? Question
Yeah.
mark?
He's trying
Of
to.
course.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Rowan is 5.
Hmm.
Uh,
Um,
so Ray would make 6. Oh man, because
Suto will
typically,
gladly say that he's worth like 10 baseball players.
Suto, I was about to say because a typical baseball team is 11. So
I think so. Yeah.
So we have 6,
I mean, you can try
and
to
Jock is
convince
about to
Miems
do
to actually
something.
join.
Jock is about to do something to try to make 7.
you've got 2 additional conspiracy theorists.
I was gonna say, yeah, can we invite them?
So that would make 9.
Yeah.
That would make 9 total, and Jacques is gonna try to make 10 as he reaches into his toolbox. What tool could he possibly? No.
A whistle, like a railroad worker's like whistle to like call the boys from the yard to go.
I love that idea, actually. As he reaches into his toolbox and he pulls out a spare. Now, it's very strange because normally railroad whistles or whistles that go on trains are huge, bulky, and very hard to push a lot of air through if you're just a human. Jacques is no ordinary human.
He is a train.
he is a.
So
No, okay.
So you blow this
He's gonna
whistle.
blow. Yeah, he's gonna blow into this railway whistle and attempt to attract the attention of the other nearby like domiciles, farms, houses, what have you, including the 2 that including hopefully loudly enough for Miems and their the farmhouse that they were in to get their attention for this as well. With his 2 vitality, he's also going to reach down to the jar of hot dogs. And he is going to use the Bogatir ability, A Friend in Need. So, having conjured a mundane item after doing a favor for someone, promising the farmer that we were going to help them and that we were about to play this game, this jar of hot dogs is now going to be transformed into a powerful magical weapon or tool. So the jar is I'm going to open it up and pour it out, and as it pours out, the transformation. No, that is not what this is. I'm not turning it into a person. What I am doing is that the transformation is going to take place such that a table is going to be laid out in the process of the transformation, and each hot dog is going to become fully cooked, garnished with all of the fixins, put in a nice bun, and each hot dog that comes out of this jar, whenever one of the people that is not a ghost eats it, they will gain a higher stamina and affinity for the game of baseball. Like they will.
Okay. I am curious as to what the laughter is about. I can kind of guess. I'm not going to ask.
Tomáš posited that I was dumping out the hot dogs to create a hot dog golem.
The 10th player.
for another player, but no, that is not what is happening here.
So,
if I may, before the game begins, I have one more thing to do.
yes, so we're going to come to you. Don't worry, because I'm conscious that we are due coming to you. As you blow the whistle, it blows out, and you hear, and and a cow comes trotted over, and it's like it kind of goes over to second base, and as it's there, the base starts to flare with a bright white light, and the cow rises 3 feet into the air, his legs dangling, going sounding almost like it's having an existential crisis. Two of the players kind of like stabilize it and kind of get it back down, and then it stays there as if looking back to you as if, ooh, like I'm here to play. And you hear the farmer going like, Daisy?
Hey, all you need to do is give it a hot dog.
I was about to say, yeah.
It becomes
So-
like Popeye spinach, but it's a hot dog.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what this is. So,
Cow becoming like comically muscular.
So
yeah, friend.
so before we play out what happens next,
Yeah,
let's
absolutely.
go to
Actually,
Miems.
sorry.
Oh, go on.
Sorry.
Mercy wants to do something. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually involves Tomas. Well, it
Okay.
involves Rowan.
Okay. Do you want to do that
and I
before we go to Tomáš?
If you don't mind, I don't want to forget it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Do it now. Yeah.
Well, all this hot dog pouring is going on. Mercy's going to remember that she has her alms, and she's going to be like, "Oh, I wonder if I can use my alms to make baseball equipment, but it needs to be someone who's thankful for it." And she's going to look around to someone who might be thankful for baseball equipment. And then she like looks at Suto who has like his his Thunderhammer baseball bat and then see Rowan, and she's going to approach Rowan, and she's going to get like very excited and be like, "Are you ready to play baseball? Are you ready for baseball? Are you ready for baseball? Are you ready for baseball?" And she's trying to pump him up.
He's already pumped.
And
He's already supercharged.
No, he's going to
Yep,
give you a freaking hug at this point. Like, oh.
good. Now, point out. Okay, wait, she just have one spirit. Good. So she's like, here's some. I don't know if she can use it for herself. Maybe she can. I don't know. But she's like, here, baseball equipment, and she smacks an alms coin into his hand. I'm
And
hoping
Rowan
that-
is literally an orphan. So he's very thankful for this. Can he get like whole freaking like sports set with just this one arm? I feel like it would be very fitting.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. That's
In
what
in
happens.
like, Rowan gladly accepts, and as all the supplies are conjured for him, he would indeed be very grateful. I don't think necessarily like thanking you really, but you would see the excitement of like a literal child that was forced to be a freaking knight right now. He's like allowed to be a child for a little bit.
awesome.
So,
She's going to do the same for the farmer, which might not work as well. Um, um,
oh no, he seems pumped.
okay, good. Then she has 10 coins to give away, so she's gonna keep doing this to everyone she thinks needs baseball equipment,
Okay.
and just like get them pumped, and then smack their hand with the coin.
Okay.
And just like give them baseball equipment with the coin.
So, seeing what you're doing, the Velociraptor comes up to you. It's kind of like looking really expectant.
Then she's like, since she goes, "Want a baseball?" The Velociraptor.
he also shows you his pad, and you see some squiggles on it, and you can see cow key witness. Okay, let's go over to Miems.
Yep, thank you.
And what you're doing.
Yep. So I have the Graven stuff, right?
Mhm.
Which lets me imbue my voice with like significant loudness, more than it normally would have.
Mhm.
I'm going to try to energy work it a little bit, by instead having the wind carry my whispers. As Miems, before she even is anywhere near the game, she can presumably hear that it's about to begin, though 2+ is to sensory. She's going to spin the staff around and plant the upper part of the staff into the ground, almost like if it was like a stalk of corn itself, right? And then just like going to whisper nearby the staff and let the voice be sort of like carried by the wind and like have it be sort of like rustled through the corn. And she's just going to be saying like whispering, Rowan, 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 encouragingly, right? But this is also an energy work of the pamphlets, an item on the charlatan, which lets me once per mission pitch that a single person has in advance gotten a pamphlet which promotes a service that I'm offering. I'm going to energy work this though to have it say or have it promote rather Rowan as a world famous baseball player, of course, naturally. And I am pitching that one of the ghosts has received this pamphlet. One of these ghosts is going to recognize Rowan as a world famous baseball player, or at least going to be aware that he has read a pamphlet speaking of Rowan at some point.
I'm going to say that as you energy work this, a flutter of pamphlets go shooting up into the air, flying through like to go to all the surrounding farms, and on it's got Rowan, the healers, and the harmonics. Epic game of the century. Be there, be the square, don't miss out. And with that, you can hear cars kind of like starting up and people start coming towards the field. Are you going to do anything else? Are you going to sort of make your way to...
Yep. I'm going to be inspecting the toaster thing and trying to see if there's any magic to it at all.
Okay.
Now, Miems is originally from like 1600s-ish setting, but she's been on missions with computers, and I have made it a part of her backstory that she does find computers exciting, and she like kind of learned one. But it would still be, like your grandma using a smartphone, something like that. So probably not the most proficient with technology. But yeah, I'm going to be sort of like tinkering with it, just trying to sense if there's like any magic to it, or if it's like generally just like something that someone crafted without having any idea of what they were doing.
So you're talking about the thing you took off of the...
Yep.
Yeah. So you look at it, and very quickly you become very, very disappointed because you realise that it is just a toaster that's had some forks put onto it to make it look like scientific equipment. It's not. There's nothing technological about it at all. It is a toaster. So they basically created it for show. It's nothing sort of high tech.
Well, I'm not going to be throwing it away. I may have a plan with that in the future, but for now, I'm with just sort of like moving towards the game, not in a terrible rush. But once she's there, she's going to be preparing an activation of Miracle Emporium. But before we get to the paired action, I think we can watch the game for a little bit.
Okay, so let's get back to all the players have been super energized through Mercy, through like Rowan is pretty much floating on the ground, even though he's not a spectral entity. Everyone's there kind of like, yeah, like the hot dogs, the farmer, even his wife are just like, we've got this, yeah. And of course, Suto, if anything, is even more hyperactive and loud.
Here's the thing. He is so in it. He has all of a sudden become quiet, intense.
Okay.
He is ready for this. Also, what was I gonna say? Tomáš, if Rowan becomes the next not Suto and like takes away Suto's fire from this baseball mission, I'll never forgive you.
I'll say you're razor focused, but then this pamphlet comes floating in the wind and lands in your hands, and you can see it says Rowan, headliner of the healers, most epic game, supporting characters.
Oh no. It has happened again.
Suto has a perk with Storm Brewing where he can activate Storm Brewing with his heartbeat. And his heartbeat is racing. He's excited about this mission. And then, like, when he sees the pamphlet and it says, like, the headliner is this little hedgehog kid, his heart, like, skips a beat. And at that moment, I want there to just be, like, a crash of lightning.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
So as you're looking at the pamphlet, there's a flash of lightning, and it actually strikes the notice board, which flickers and then kind of like glitches a bit and then comes back, and then it kind of like, yeah, you all, I guess, are you all kind of stepping onto the field and taking positions?
Oh gosh, I love Suto, but he's gonna be so salty, and then like he'll look over to Rowan and says, "I guess you'll go bat first since you're the hero."
I think he will just encouragingly cheer on. Yeah. He doesn't notice that there's any like ill intent or anything, and his saltiness. He's just excited. He's going to play the game. He's gonna win.
Incredible.
So Mercy didn't get any baseball equipment herself. So she's going to need to either borrow someone's baseball equipment or not play because she can't own herself.
So the wife comes and she gives you some equipment to wear.
Okay, awesome. Great.
Okay. So the moment
you want to use Soul Virtue because she has shown you some goodness.
Oh. I mean, I've been using a lot of things, but that's a good call.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Go on, you can use it.
Okay, all right. Let me go to that page. All right. So when she hands me the thing, I look into the camera again, and I say look at Marlene Haskins.
Yeah.
Haskins. Look at Marlene Haskins being so generous, giving me her equipment. How generous of her to forgo her chance to play this momentous moment. Using this and this and this, showing off the equipment she gave me. How generous of her! How noble! How wonderful of her! I hope you all can admire her selflessness as I admire her.
Woo! Cheer
to the camera.
Okay. So.
And by the way, that was Axel Virtue. Laud another's goodness to double their commitment towards it and restore their essence while increasing their favorability among listeners. Publicly praise the target at length, focusing on specific virtue they are observing. They're really demonstrating, which is generosity.
So basically, the people that show up are now cheering for the home team, which is the healers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, interestingly, all these cars have turned up. All these people are pouring out. They look a bit confused. They're wearing like pajamas. They look like they've just kind of come out of bed, got in a car, and just come here. But they all kind of like move around to spectate. And
does it look like they can see like the spirits in the baseball field and everything else, or okay?
They can see.
I was about to say. So they're just confused by the time of day and the fact that this has been called together.
They're confused by the time of day. They're confused by the fact there's a cow playing, a Velociraptor cartoon, a guy that looks like a train, a little armored
Of everyone
creature.
on the healers, only one looks like a baseball player, and no one cares about him. It's literally
Only one looks-
the hedgehog kid.
Only one looks like a baseball player, and he looks pissed.
Hey, Roman seems like he knows what he's doing. Maybe.
So, as you step onto the field, the bases all flare with light, and a soft hum rises up from the ground, vibrating through your shoes, and a picture starts to wind up. But then they stop, and they look at the guy with the camera, and they sort of gesture. And you get a sense from your spirit that they want that person to like be the umpire of the game and sort of adjudicate it.
Oh,
But he wouldn't know that. He's kind of like, what's going on?
Oh. Well then,
One moment, as he takes one of his geisha off of his back and just says, and he will just like plant it into the ground, and he will walk over and just say,
can I borrow this for a moment?
Yeah, if you want.
gesturing at the camera. And I will look at the camera. I will look right down the barrel of the camera as if that's it where its face would be. And I'm going to activate Zamazek on the camera. I'm going to activate Zamazek on the camera. Briefly animate a weapon or a tool to perform a task by itself. Now, oh man.
The guy seems a little bit reluctant to let his kind of like, it's like, this is what you're taking it away from me.
He needs you to be the umpire. Don't worry, your camera will be in good hands. It's
Okay.
I'm going to change this ever so slightly. I have a perk on Zamazek called the Hammer is an Intern. And when I activate Zamazek, I can animate my bludgeon for a high duration at the cost of a high cooldown if the task it completes is tedious and repetitive. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hammer off my back and I'm like, look over at the table full of baseball bats that has been like comped in as a result of all the alms that were given, and it's just like,
you're going to need to be a cameraman for the duration of a little game. I hope you don't mind, but unless you feel you can officiate.
and the hammer will just kind of like shake around in his hand a little as Zamazek begins, and it will go over to the camera and hook the camera on its hammerhead so that it's holding it in a steady position, and is like,
whatever you say.
So Zamazek is active on my hammer, holding the camera, and as a result, it will like. What Zamazek is going to do is the camera is going to act like kind of like an aerial sky cam. The hammer will be finding all kinds of like angles for the camera to capture the baseball diamond and all the action, and and it'll like zoom out to look down on the whole field at some points, and then it's just going to be like this super cinematic like live baseball experience as captured by the eye of the camera with an animated hammer by Zamazek acting as its guide.
Okay. As you do that, the guy you took the camera off goes like, "True strike, umpires to spirits," and kind of takes his place on the field. And with that,
Can I also say that Rowan has eaten a hot dog in the meantime?
Okay, you can.
I think he would take it.
I also will very pointedly grab a hot dog and offer it to Suto, of just like I can see Suto's like getting in game face, and
Yes.
I just like put a hand on Suto's shoulder and offer a hot dog over to them, and I'm just like,
Just remember, it's all for the fun of the game, right?
and
For the
I
fun of the
like
game. Yeah.
Please eat your hot
He's like
dog.
gritting his teeth as he's doing it.
Please, it's a family recipe.
as he holds the hot dog up to him.
Okay.
He like aggressively goes and like takes a bite of it, just
Higher
never taking
affinity.
his eyes off of Rowan.
Higher affinity for baseball and increased stamina from consuming it. Yeah.
Okay.
I love
So as you all take your positions on the field and now have an umpire, again the soft tongue rises from the ground, vibrating through your shoes, and the pitcher takes the position and starts winding up their arm, and you can see like this super fast smoke forming, and Rowan goes up to the to bat. There's a velociraptor standing there as if like, what are you doing? It's my go first. But reluctantly steps back when it seems like he's so charged. It's kind of like,
Jack will very quickly write up the actual lineup and post it on the side of the dugout that has been put here.
yeah.
Rowan, Velociraptor, Suto, Jacques.
Suto for Christ.
No.
No.
Rowan,
I had a fucking
Velociraptor,
dinosaur.
Daisy the cow, Suto.
No. Jacques is putting together the lineup. Here's reasoning. The third batter is almost always the most important one because if the first two on base guys are on base, the third one is the power hitter that can drive them home. So
Yes.
so then Daisy the cow. Jacques. Oh man. Conspiracy Theorist 1, Conspiracy Theorist 2.
Yeah.
Batting lineup is 9. A team is
Yep.
11 for bench players and stuff like that, but the lineup is 9, so that's 1, 2, 3. Daisy, conspiracy theorist, Jock.
You forget Mercy.
Don't forget Ray.
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Ray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rowan,
Okay.
Velociraptor, Suto. So the conspiracy theorists technically don't even need to play, I guess, because of Ray and because of Daisy the cow.
They're on the bench. They're on the bench
Yeah,
watching.
they're the bench. They're the bench guys. They're the bench
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the lineup, and then oh man, Rowan. This is gonna turn hopefully into a highlight reel-esque series of
Oh,
plays
God.
where this game, a baseball game, is like 9 innings. So unless something happens in the middle of one of them, there's no need to go like play by play, batter by batter. For the purpose of it, Jacques will very purposefully not be like implementing all of his might and resilience into his play. He will, in fact, like strike out a couple of times. Actually, the full lineup. He'll strike out his first time, and then the second time it'll be like but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. So the game starts. The pitcher winds up. As the ball leaves, it leaves a glowing trail behind it, humming almost like a tuning fork. Rowan hits the ball, and you hear "Doo." And then as he runs to the first base, "Burr." And then I guess he knocks his solo, "Burr, burr, 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 burr," and then someone stops. So it stops there because they managed to catch and throw the ball. So he's stuck at a base.
Did he do well though?
Line drive triple for Rowan.
Well, all this is happening. Mercy is going to lean over to whoever is next to her, which is hopefully not the raptor,
Mhm.
but goes
It's the Velociraptor.
no,
Oh no.
how is the other direction? She's gonna ask, how do you play baseball?
So the Velociraptor looks up at you and kind of takes his claw and sort of scratches into its tablet, and you can just see, I don't know.
Great, we're gonna do fine together. She's gonna say, you're going first.
Ah,
It's on the lineup. You're not even lined up to play, Mercy. It's fine.
Oh, yay! She had no idea there was a lineup. It's fine.
Yeah.
Suto looks at Mercy like very seriously and says like, I need you to cheer for us like you've never cheered before.
Oh, she does what she does, and she obeys, and she starts cheering like if she could procure pom poms, she would.
Just say
And
number one fan like finger glove.
exactly, absolutely, and she's healers, you can do it, yeah.
so I'm gonna go to Miems, who's made it to the game. What are you doing whilst all of this is going on?
Incredible. You're
You're
muted.
muted.
Setting up the Rowan souvenir shop, of course. I mean, what else would I be doing?
Okay.
Is the game is kind of close to the house of the farmer, right?
Yeah.
I imagine there would be like a bunch of crates and whatever, like working equipment stashed like in between the house and such. Oh yeah, no, that all of that is going away. Miems is just going to be picking up one piece at a time and just like throwing it into a cornfield. Like who cares? She's going to be clearing the space to set up the shop for Miracle Emporium, which is an ability on the charlatan, and it lets me summon a sudden shipment of product of my own making, or that I'm at least suggesting is of my own making, and it must be either a medical product or a novelty product. So of course I will be selling a bunch of Rowan souvenirs, and I will have it arrive by it arrives by a pitched method. So I think like a large van or something would just like drive through the cornfield like to this location. Like a Rowan is like on the face on the van, right?
Yeah. Cornfield in so many more ways than we set out to do on this mission.
Yeah. So
And
there's
the
that.
people are
So
people are
there's-
exiting. Oh, sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, no. As the people exit the van, of course they will be setting up the tables and like selling the fucking Rowan shirts.
So some of the spectators come up to your emporium and be like, excuse me, what do you have for sale?
This is the souvenirs of the greatest baseball player that there is on the field, of course, Rowan.
Is there like a little character holding a bat and it looks just like Rowan?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it would be very cartoonish.
I'll have one of
Yep.
those, please.
Of course. Now, it is for free just today, but you have to cheer for our boy Rowan, of course, and for the address as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah, thank you. We'll take
All right,
two.
Here, of course, and here you go. You will also get a free hat with this. Just
Okay.
handing out the Rowan merch, so we have the support.
So this is all happening. Quite a few people are getting Rowan souvenirs, and as the game's ongoing, there's a slight sort of like this slight increase over time of people cheering him on.
And I would like that to be another activation of placebo effect, by the way.
Okay.
Oh my god.
For Rowan?
And now everyone is doing that for me. I'm not even playing the class anymore, whatever.
Interestingly enough, just as Suto's taken up to bat, the level of people going and has met like the highest crescendo.
You know, he's just like, he's ready to bat, but then when he sees that like people are cheering for Rowan, he'll just
And you can
like
see
get
little
distracted.
flags with his
Like,
face
what
on
is-
it.
He'll put his bat down and he'll just look towards the crowd like, what in the world? Like, I'm not Rowan. And then as this happens, that's when the first ball is thrown and it's his first
Strike out.
Right.
Ready
This poor
again.
boy doesn't even get to play baseball on his baseball mission.
Come on, you're a high performer. Everyone's counting on you.
Exactly. I will say that, you know, should the second ball be thrown, if it is allowed by you, oh dear conduit, I want him to hit it, make it a clear home run. But because Rowan goes around the bases first, everyone is still cheering Rowan. Even after Suto goes to home, everyone's just still cheering Rowan's name.
Oh
So
my god.
I do want to say that Mercy is cheering for Suto because he asked her to. So there is one bit of Suto, yeah, kind of being drowned out by all the Rowans.
yeah.
I love that.
So as you
Exactly, Dippy, just like that.
as you hit your home run, you start running around the bases. And with that, the bases start sort of illuminating and shining, and you get these shots of light shooting up into the air, and you can see the spectral players are kind of like really kind of triumphantly kind of like wah.
Oh, that is awesome.
Miems is going to be stalking the cornfields around the game, and she's going to be like reaching into her pouch of spices, grabbing a handful of spice, and throwing it into the corn. And corn is food, so it works. All right, do not tell me otherwise. And I will just like whenever she does that, I will have the stalk of corn sort of like explode like a firework at you, just doing some fireworks.
So you successfully managed to do that. You take out quite a large portion of the corn because it all pops.
Is it popcorn?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Popcorn for sale. Popcorn.
That's the next plan, of course.
So you make your way. Well, I think you're also playing, aren't you, Jack? So how does yours play out?
Jacques' first at bat. He puts up a good effort. He gets struck out swinging though. And he just like takes his helmet and just like tosses it into the dirt. He's going to look at the pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
With two spirit, he's going to read. Now that he has been struck out by the pitcher, how is the pitcher like? Because playing the game of baseball is all fun and good. We're still trying to figure out how to get them gone though, like how.
Yeah.
And he's reading the pitcher to see if like the pitcher gave up a home run, and now he's like struck a person out.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of is he losing power, gaining power, like corporealness over the course of this? Does it look like the further the game progresses, the better they're doing, or not the better they're doing, but are they more present or are they less present the further the game goes on?
So as the game goes on, they actually seem to glow brighter and brighter. And for those of you with sensory, you feel a great amount of joy and happiness. And especially when Suto has the home run, it's kind of like, yes, this is what we want, yes. And then it kind of like gets to all of you have played, and the team swaps over, and you're now pitching. You get a sense that they're so happy that you're playing the game with them, and they just want to see it out.
Oh.
So the vibe I'm getting as the game goes on, inning one, a couple of runs, inning two, swap out. The game is going to be played variously. Who is the pitcher on our team? Is the really good question.
The
It would be...
Velociraptors started off.
I was gonna say it's either the Velociraptor or Daisy the cow. It's gotta be one of those.
I love that the Velociraptor is the pitcher. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So as the vibe that he's getting is that they are happy to actually be playing a legitimate game, and their energy is being kind of released cathartically by actually playing the game through this.
In a way, I would say that Mercy on the sidelines and cheering on perceives more than you what's going on, and
of course
when the home run happened, and it was actually the bases making a and
the base paths,
the base pads, as it was making that noise and resonating, and it kind of met fruition, it was like, yeah, everything was coming together. And I guess you get the sense that they have to do the same, and then they'll be happy.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. So only Mercy knows then that we have to let them go around the bases at least once.
Yeah, we have to let them like play and win. Yeah.
Well, not necessarily win.
Okay,
but,
someone's gonna tell Suto that, because right now he's in the mindset of like, we're gonna crush them.
Listen, we have some super buffed players, but we also have like Daisy the fucking cow. So
a literal cow.
Presumably we'll get to play at some point.
I would say you don't necessarily have to win. They have to also get a home run.
Has anyone told Mercy to stop cheering? Because she is still last she was told was to cheer, and so she is still cheering.
Yeah, no one has told her to stop at all.
Unfortunately, not. No.
She's not telling Suto anything because she is still cheering.
Yeah, a couple innings.
Wonderful.
Couple innings pass, pretty standard fair baseball. A couple of strikeouts, couple of hits, couple of outs. Bottom of the fifth inning, we're defending again. Mm-hmm. The humans and everyone are defending again.
Yeah. Yep.
Jacques is going to make a motion to the Velociraptor to like sub out a pitcher from the bullpen, being himself. He's going to try to sub himself into the pitcher's spot.
The Velociraptor looks at you and he's kind of like,
trust me,
and comes towards you. But before we have the swap out, I want to go to Miems and the whole kind of like Emporium. How's it going? How's sales?
No, she's not. She doesn't care about money. I mean, she would, but she cannot bring it back home anyways. It's all going to be left in the setting. Yeah. So, as long as there's people that can get the equipment, she's handing them out. Rowan merch.
Have you diversified into Suto merch by now, or is it purely Rowan?
I mean, why would I? I'm trying to sell my own
product.
Why
would here. You?
That's a competing brand. I don't care about that. No, if I may, there's going to be Rowan branded lemonade, and she's going to be adding like a little bit of spice into it just to make it, that more energetic as she's handing it out to people to hype them up.
Mm-hmm. It's Rowan secret stuff.
Okay, so the Velociraptor swaps out with Jacques.
All right. Oh, this is gonna be a bit of a weird one. Jacques is going to oh man.
Quick
There's a
request.
part of me that's like, yeah, go ahead.
Could Suto be the umpire?
The umpire? No, you would be the catcher, wouldn't you? If you're playing. You can't be the umpire if you're playing.
I thought we're defending. All right. Yeah, we're not batting right now.
Yeah, so you're the
Yes?
catcher.
Catcher, yes. Sorry, not umpire.
Yeah.
Catcher, yeah.
Okay, so Suto is the catcher and Jacques is the umpire. Is the pitcher.
Yes.
Pitcher. Jacques is looking in. Jacques kind of stares down Suto and the batter for the other team. What does any of this mean? Oh man. Jacques is staring down Suto at the catcher and the batter, and like wants to communicate to Suto. They have to, like, just with the look of like, I'm going to throw them a pitch that they can hit. I'm not going to strike this one out. Like with the look on his face. How much spirit does Suto have?
I think he has 2. Give me 2 seconds to check.
So 2
Yes, he
spirit
has
on 2
2
spirit.
And with his eyebrows, he will communicate back.
Yeah. As he will kind of like wind up, and he is Samazek. At this point, as long as it has been, the hammer is going to like plant itself into the ground, and the camera is just going to be like a wide angle shot of the whole field. Jacques is going to Zamozek the ball.
Oh.
Just a normal Zamozek, low duration, low whatever. And it's just gonna like a pitcher will typically hold like the glove and the ball in front of their face to kind of like hide their. And Jacques will like in that position will kind of like whisper to the ball like,
however hard I throw this, make sure you make contact with that batter's bat.
And then he winds up and reels back and like hard line fastball right down the middle. It no matter what, like it starts to go up a little, but then Zamazek like shoots it straight down like middle strike zone, just ready to be hit by this fucking guy.
And the batter
Yes.
and sends it like flying so far.
The ball will whistle as it flies.
And we'll all do the dramatic thing where we all like stand up.
Yeah,
remove the catcher's helmet and we just all follow the ball in the air.
As it happens.
As Jacques is following the ball, he's smiling with the widest grin on his face, and he begins to laugh.
You can, if you were to have any notice, you'd feel like intense anger directed towards you, and you'd see a velociraptor like, because he obviously swapped out with them. But anyway, the player drops the bat and starts running. That was so
Slides into home plate.
and the whole thing like whoosh, everything kind of goes up. More popcorn is popped. Like the field's obliterated. None of the crops still exist. They've all been popped by the popcorn merchant.
Popcorn for sale. Popcorn for sale.
And with that, let me just get to. With that, all of the bases resonate. Everything shines, and you see all of the players sort of standing still, The scoreboard flickers, displaying a perfect geometric pattern that feels almost like a smile. And all of the figures gather at the home plate, and their lights merge into a single column, and you feel a soft, resonant pulse through your chests, like a heartbeat that's not yours, and you hear in your heads, "Thank you for playing." And they shoot up into the sky, and all of the glow from the bases disappears. It becomes like a normal field.
Just a carved out like grassy field in the shape of the diamond, but the diamond is no longer there.
It's no longer glowing. It's there because Ray built it.
It's there because it was built, but it's not ethereal anymore.
It's not
Okay, so the
ethereal
baseball
anymore.
diamond is still there, and it's just no etherealness about it left at all. And Jockey's just still standing on the pitcher's mound after as all of this is happening, and is just like looks over to the farmer and his wife and is like, "I don't think you need to be worrying about them anytime soon."
Yeah.
As he winks.
The only thing that, if you were to notice, you see a velociraptor running into the field, chasing after a glowing baseball. And he's kind of like, "Ah!" And you see him sort of scratching on his pad. But it's there if one of you wants to pick it up.
Miems, I just want to point out, as probable last action before she's going to be pinging out, has activated the suspicious crate, which is a large, shady-looking crate that may be summoned to the user's location once per mission. Contains a single sizable exhibit from distant lands. Honestly, I have no idea what this would be. Maybe some sort of a weird hedgehog statue, because
It's
like,
a statue. It's a statue of Rowan. It's a statue of Rowan in like some other weird pose.
Yeah, in an alternate universe.
So big where they can't plant any more crops, and then we fail the mission that way.
No.
It gets better because it has concealed compartments with items of dubious legality, accessed via a pitch. And that's going to be fireworks, of course. So, as the game is finishing up, we have fireworks. And she's going to be handing those out to the people as well.
You're going to hand out fireworks to people.
I mean actual fireworks, not just exploding corn this time.
Are you kind of handing them out to anyone? Because there are children.
Yeah, of course, Miems doesn't fucking care.
Of course, Miems gives the fireworks to the children.
She made a child wear armor and a fucking morning star. What do you mean?
So you do that, and all these fireworks start going off and kind of flying in every which direction, and people running around a little bit in panic. Part of the field goes.
Suto,
Healers win. As
win. Yes.
Jacques goes
Suto will go to pick up the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Jacques is gonna follow Suto over to wherever Suto's going, just to catch up to Suto specifically.
I should say also, when they disappeared, your badges did ping at that point. I'm guessing you probably guessed as much.
Suto will pick up the glowing baseball, and then like he'll take off his Spangenhelm, and his normally joyful expression returns and says, "That was awesome, guys! That was great! Where's that hedgehog?
I mean, I don't know where he would be because I don't know the game, right? But I imagine he wouldn't be that far away.
Star baseball player, obviously, Rowan it would have been first base in the defensive lineup. So first base. So Rowan is just like standing on first base, like.
And again, this entire time he has like a full thing of armor and then like baseball clothes over it.
Yeah,
I imagine he took the armor off, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
But I think now the game is over, he's going to be snacking on hot dogs. So.
And Suto will go, "You!" and then hold out the baseball towards Rowan and says, "You deserve this, champ. MVP! MVP!"
Oh no.
Like he will like pick up Rowan and like put him on his shoulder, like MVP.
I imagine Rowan is quite chubby actually, but Perhaps you can manage. And-
+1 might. He'll figure it
sure.
out.
Sure.
Goes
Rowan
over.
would be very grateful, but I don't think he really knows how to express gratefulness very well. No one really does him
Because
nice
Miems
things
always
ever.
interrupts him.
But yes, he accepts, thankfully. He is also cheering MVP. He doesn't know what that means. They do not have acronyms where he's from.
Doesn't know it.
And also, if Suto will look over to Mercy, if she's still cheering even after the game's over, he'll go like, "You're good, we won!"
So she would have stopped cheering when the ghosts left.
I got you.
There you go.
Makes sense.
Okay. So, any other final actions before you ping out?
So Mercy isn't going to ping out. Her theming is very plant based, so she's going to help the farmer for a while with his crops for a bit, and then ping out.
Yeah, and your assistance will be gladly welcomed, particularly seeing as quite a lot of the crops were destroyed wantonly by some charlatan selling popcorn, and also all of these random trucks and vehicles that have congregated on his farmland.
You need to plant the alms into the ground to have it sprout corn. That's
I was gonna say if I'm not sure how much seed he has left, but I do have one more skill I haven't used, which is gifts in kind. So if the camera is still up, I can use my gifts in kind to ask for corn seed and other crop seed.
Brilliant.
Is the camera still up? Because it's part of your powers.
The part Jacques would go over when the game is over. So game is over. Suto grabs the glowing baseball, hands it to Rowan, and starts chanting MVP. Jacques comes up behind Suto and like puts another hand on their shoulder, and it's just like, all for the fun of the game, right, Suto?
Always and forever. That's the best part about baseball.
And he just, at like big hearty pat on the shoulder, will turn his attention around to the hammer and the camera hanging off of the hammer, and he will just kind of like pick the hammer up, grab the camera, and just like go over to the conspiracy theory guy, and he'll hand the camera back to him, and he'll look at the conspiracy theory guy and he'll just go,
I hope that was more than enough for your purposes. But I also hope that you had fun in the process.
The guy just looks like he's fully fulfilled. Like every single thing that he believed in had just been proved in one night. In fact, additional things have been proved. So he was like, yeah, more than enough. But he does keep filming. So if Mercy, if you do want to use your power, you will be able to, because he's not going to stop filming until all of these weird people are gone.
Awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to actually do you actually prepare the action because we're in closing, or?
You can do. Yeah. What would your paired action be?
Okay. So I'm going to face the camera, and I'm going to say I'm going to take Ray and his wife with me, and I'm going to say you just saw Ray and his wife play the game of their life with these ghosts and us, the healers. However, what you may not see, and I'm going to ask the camera to pan to the fields, is that the farmer fields have been destroyed, unfortunately, by this baseball diamond and the events surrounding it. Any crop donations would be appreciated to help them live their best lives and for their entertainment for your entertainment for this evening.
Okay. Brilliant. And with that, donations come flooding in, particularly from weird people with foil on their head. A lot of conspiracy theorists are followers of this guy, so they have some weird individuals turn up, but they get a hell of a lot of seeds as a result of it, because it is a farming community. Okay. Any other final actions before ping out?
Miems
Suto's
is
gonna
just going
celebrate
to.
until. Sorry, go ahead.
Miems would at one point, when there's not too many people around, by the way, would at one point congratulate Rowan, and quite blankly, without any smiles or anything, say that he did a good job. But as when Miems says something without a fake smile, it seems a bit more sincere. So she congratulates him, but it's not too warmly, but she's doing her best.
Cool. Okay. So you all ping out. It was a mission
Suto
success.
will party until he's tired, and then he'll ping out. Yeah.
And then he'll ping out.
Jacques will finally go up to Ray and Marlene, and after the plea for donations, after after a little bit of cleanup, he'll find them individually, and he'll just be like, and he'll just look at Ray very sincerely and just say,
there is something to be said about falling in and having fun every once in a while. Doing this is your job, but maybe every once in a while, if the field is still there, invite your friends and family over sometime. Bring a little joy into their lives, so that you don't have to go searching in the ethereal to find it.
Yes. Thank you. I think I will.
Excellent. I'll let you and my compatriot get back to fixing up your stuff. Safe travels, friend.
and he will hop back onto Madeline, just sitting on Madeline, not moving, but sitting on Madeline, and will just ping out, and as a result, the cart and himself will all will
Okay.
ping back to Enclave HQ.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Well, successful mission. So let's move on to. Well, first of all, let's talk about focus words, and then any questions you might have about what the hell was going on. So, the focus words we had were internet lice. Did you pick up where that came in?
Yes.
Actually, I did not. Do you mind explaining?
So it was mentioned by the conspiracy theorists. They were saying that internet lice were entering into the Wi-Fi as one of their many conspiracies.
Oh. Got it.
Was it a real thing or was it not?
Was it a thing?
Yeah.
It was a conspiracy.
I mean, do not ridicule me for asking about internet lies. They were fucking ghosts.
The best $1 hot dogs this side of where we are. It did ping up on the board. So that's high.
And then I one-upped it with my own best $1 hot dogs.
And you did. And then Contemplation of the Temporal Fairy. Again, it was the conspiracy theorist guys. They decided that that's what was going on, and that was the whole kind of shtick of they weren't ghosts; they were some sort of space fairies.
So all kinds of little themes inside the mission that did not interfere with the flow or did not interfere with the design of the mission itself. Yeah. Cool stuff. Very cool stuff.
So any questions
Were the geometric shapes Yeah,
Yep.
were the geometric shapes supposed to be like crop circles or whatever?
Yeah, so the ghosts were aliens. So they were like
Yep.
spiritual
Mhm.
energy beings, and yeah, they liked
Yep.
harmony and shapes, and yeah, so it was kind of like a mashup of Field of Dreams and Close Encounter of the Third Kind.
Nice.
In that
Nice.
that's why all the furniture was structured in different geometric shapes. You could see the fireflies, the fields had the shapes. The whole kind of pitch, the field, is a geometric shape. Like all of it was order and patterns, and you had to make the resonance of a home run for the ritual to work. So it had to work on both sides of the teams. So
Honestly,
yeah.
that's a great mission name, Resonance of a Home Run. It's a great mission name. So but yeah, no, I picked up that like they were probably aliens because the feel I
Yeah.
got was like they admired baseball, but they were just more so
Hey.
like going through the motions of what they think it is, but rather than
Yeah.
actually playing. Yeah.
Yeah, they've kind
Very
of
fun.
they've kind of picked it up from Ray's mind, like in these dreams, and that's
Mhm.
the means of communication that they settled on. So yeah,
Also, were you just spoiling us with the Velociraptor?
I was spoiling you with the Velociraptor, yeah.
Yay!
But then I thought it'd be funny to have him as a sort of potential plot hook, plot feeder, if you want, going in
Listen,
the right
man,
direction.
I'm just waiting for like your saga where it just turns out that this Velociraptor is like the reason behind everything, man. Because he just appears everywhere like a Stanley.
It's the only second time he's appeared, so yeah.
But more will come.
More better.
Well, so there's also what's the skeleton called? What was the skeleton?
Environmental storytelling skeleton.
Yeah,
I don't know what was his name.
he's gonna appear in other missions, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Any other questions? Anything that didn't make sense?
I would just say like environmental storytelling skeleton should be number 9. I think that would be number 9.
That really should be number 9.
Incredible.
Fantastic mission.
Okay, well,
Lots of fun.
what would you like to call it? You had an idea.
The first thing that came to mind was, instead of Field of Dreams, Field of Nightmares, but it didn't end up being that scary. It was more just like a it was just a fun time overall.
I like the resonance of a home run that Meekable said.
There is
Yeah.
a baseball thing. When you hit a home run, it can be called a dinger. So instead of hitting dingers, it's hitting ringers. Because of the ringing and the resonance and the stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, I see what you're getting at.
Hitting ringers?
Let's take it offline. So put your suggestions in the mission chat, like in the main mission post, and we'll pick something. I think there's some good suggestions there, so we'll vote on it, and majority rules. So okay,
Sounds good.
right. Well, let's do goodbyes and wrap up, and then I will end the recording. So thank you everyone for joining us on this crazy escapade. Thank you for all the characters for bringing interesting twists and turns and characters and situations. Final messages from the players, starting with Dippy.
Yeah, this was a very fun mission, and I'm was very happy to finally play a game for you, Sketch. It was very fun. And I can't wait to do more. Can't wait to. I need to play more Jock. I need to play more of my main man. But this was a very fun time. I thank you for having me involved in it.
No, thank you for fully embodying your character. Tomáš.
Yes. My name has been Tomáš. Hope you had fun watching this game. And yeah, good night or good evening or whatever it is, whatever you are at whatever time you're watching.
Cool. And Meekable?
Yes, this was an incredibly fun mission. Again, thank you so much, Etch, for running this, for indulging me quite a bit when it came to this mission request. But everybody did a fantastic job adding to the story. Could not ask for a better bunch of players to go with me on this fantastic mission. So thank you so much, and until next mission, guys.
Yep. And finally, the cheerleader of the group. Sweet.
Thank you all for watching. I had a lot of fun and I hope you guys enjoyed.